Hey everybody, welcome into this full moon in Cancer ceremony that we are about to have and go underway on. For those of y'all who do know, I live in LA, and over the course of the last week, we have all been dealing with these um fire storms, and there's been a lot of people who have lost their homes, who have lost their way in some cases. LA isn't just particularly just the land of the celebrity. It's not just a land of, people who are majorly well off. It's a very rich culture and heritage, and it goes back, and there's so much history here. And the other day, as these fires started to first start going off, we have genuinely lost a lot of history, a lot of culture. And most importantly, there are people who are out there right now scrambling, trying to figure out what their next move is. I myself had to evacuate over the course of this last week. Still have my bags packed and ready to go if necessary. It was very close to me. The fire was very close to me. It's only 11% contained as of right now, which is insane, right? Altadena, another spot, very strong, historically black city. And to see that also go up into flame, it's been crazy to watch. Even a friend of mine went to go basically to visit another friend of mine as a safe haven, because where they were at, they didn't get any warnings and there was no signs of anything happening. And then just for them to get settled in, and another fire starts right there. And I'm not trying to just make this about me, my circumstance. This is really about the city. This is where I call home at this point. And the full moon in Cancer really is about what is home, right? I didn't know what to name this. I barely knew. I barely even went live today, to be honest with y'all. But I felt like I had to come up and address, and this is a full moon in Cancer, and I don't know what else is more full moon in Cancer than this type of circumstance. Everyone that I know is safe and well. But it's insane to be able to walk outside and to look up and see just the sky being almost pure black in the middle of the day. It was raining ash for the last 3 days, 4 days. It's been a lot for this city. It's been a lot for everyone, and my heart does go out to everybody else. I'm not necessarily the guy who knows where every single resource is. I'm not the person who necessarily knows every lane and neighborhood. As I said before, I'm someone who moved here to really honor the city, but I ended up linking down something below. There's another creator. His name is Adrian Purr. I watch a lot of his work in terms of how I, show up here and to make things cool and aesthetic for y'all. So I had to give him his credits, but he ended up posting a list of places and spaces that are taking in inventory and are also finding just any donations and anything that people can come across. If you can, awesome. If you don't necessarily mind with that, that's cool. Appreciate you for being here for the astrology, but I did at least want to link them down in the description. It's a Google document to bring you everywhere and everything that you need for it. I'm going to pull up the actual where's that? Basically, I basically just wanted to say that there's in the description, there's a link that will show you every other spot where you can send out donations, figure that out. And it's all ran through this one company that is very trusted and such like that. I am still very kind of shaken up from the course of this last week. So as y'all might be used to me being very on cue, this is a very more human, I would say, live stream. So I appreciate y'all patience. I appreciate y'all for sitting here with me. And I do really just want to kind of like use this time to point a telescope on, you know, where I consider my home and so many other people, and just like, you know, take a moment of silence for all of that, to be honest. But yeah. You know, I just love to all the people who are working on this. Love to everybody who has fought these fires. They have some people that are incarcerated that are literally out there for $5 a day right now. And the fire is 11% contained. The main one that went off, there's 5 other ones that happened. The city having 6 fires at once. A really interesting way to start off 2025. And usually I have a lot of analogies and vehicles to kind of like look at other stuff, but selfishly I've been so in this that I kind of want to like use some of these circumstances to relate things back. Because what I do find that's really interesting about this entire shift and change is some people throughout the world's colors starting to show, or like people just kind of assuming that everyone in LA is like rich or well off. And it's like, no, but there's real people here. And even those people are people, you know what I'm saying? So many people trying to make it like a thing that's just about them and their circumstance. And it's like, yo, people lost everything. I was at where I went to go evacuate, which was safe. I was posted up there for a few days. I'm with my people. We're having a drink because clearly, and in this process, somebody else comes up. They're asking something. They're having a, what's it called? My fault. I have family calling me right now. But they have this guy comes up to us. We end up handing him the menu. You know, we're chatting it up for a second, being like, hey, yeah, things are fire. And when he goes to like cheers us off, he's like, yeah, my entire house just burned down. And it sucked to see, because dude had to have been in the house for like 30 years minimum. I think he grew up in that house, to be honest. And like, just to see like that go. And why is this all this about? It's about the full moon in Cancer. Cancer is about home. Where do you find home? What is home, right? One of the craziest parts to this entire situation, and I've heard chimed back to me with a lot of people, is that when it came to the time to actually get ready and to evacuate and to move things forward and to like make the changes necessary, you had to figure out what was most important to you in that minute, right? Some people had more time to evacuate if they knew. Some people didn't have that much time to evacuate, right? So if you could grab all the things that you need right now, and I'm just saying this as a thought process, right? Because whatever it is that you can take with you in those 2 bags, whoever it is you could take with you, whether it be you, your pets, everything else, that's your home. That's your home. That's like, I really kind of learned in this part that, like, you know, home is where the heart is. Home is in the people. Home is in the culture. Home is in like, I am really experiencing this real time. So I appreciate the patience from everybody when it comes to this. But it's been a very daunting experience, and hearing people, you know, from young and old, just how to experience it. Now, here's the other side to this. As much in cliche and fake and BS and blah, blah, that people like to talk about this city, everybody's showing out right now that can. Everybody in those areas, everybody that has something. I'm trying to spread awareness, even when talking to y'all like this. There is a new shift that's kind of occurring. And I don't like to be on no like, oh, well, it's really ironic that through tragedy, people start coming together. But that's really what's happening in a lot of senses. And even for people who are seeing it from the outside, like every person who's ever like looked at the LA thing, or like, oh, I want to go out there, like they're seeing what they thought was their place of their dreams burn. You know, PCH is one of the most beautiful drives that you could probably take. And right now it's not even present. You can't drive that way. It's fire, it's smoke, it's cinder, it's you can barely breathe the air, let alone. And I'm saying all this because when it gets to the full moon in Cancer, what is most important to you? What is nearest and dearest to you in your heart, your emotional world, and more? What is of the most importance in terms of this? I high key need to charge my phone. My bad, y'all. I was getting hit up about important stuff, and then my phone died because that's been fun. Anyway, full moon in Cancer. Cancer really does talk about the home, the heart, the family, the nurturing, right? Christina, I know you're in LA too. I hope that you're safe and well as well. My fault. I've been really just out of it. You know, I was supposed to do some readings today for people. And I'm like, I'm gonna talk to y'all just to let y'all know what's going on, and I'm gonna get some semblance of rest and stay on my toes, right? But Christina just said you used to live in the Palisades. Your heart aches seeing the videos of the destruction. And for those people who do know, the Pacific Palisades is like a beautiful place. That's honestly like where I've done a lot of my shoots, a lot of my work in like coaching and stuff. I think my first time I helped even like an astrology class back with Deborah was in the Palisades. And so like it's so wild. And I know Janae Aiko lived out that way. Janae Aiko's home burned down. You know, like when like it's so insane. And yes, this is a celebrity. So we're like, oh yeah, but no, these are real people. These are like really real people who may be in front of the screen, who may be really popular at something that they're good at. But this is the real change that's happening. So I just want to kind of like, if y'all could do anything today, straight up, you know what I'm saying? If y'all could do anything today, is to send some love to the city. Send some love to the healing, send some love to help these fires to be contained, to not wreak any more havoc than they already have, to have a better city be rebuilt by the people of the city, for the city, and not something else try to come through or something stupid like that. Like this is, you know, it's been heartbreaking to watch because I have called this place my home for the last 6 years of my life. So like, you know, it's a helpless feeling. But here's the thing: full moon in Cancer. What is it about? So how do we now band together? How do we find better ways to communicate? How do we find better ways to find across from each other? Because I know for a fact, you know, people who may have had their differences turning things around. And it's really hard to have a beef with somebody when both people need water. It's really difficult to have a problem with somebody when your kids need to eat. But why does it take some shit like this in order for people to start like seeing that in their world? Why does it take you watching this happening from across the world before you're like, let me be nice to my neighbor? That's part of the human condition, right? That's part of the human condition. Because it's once upon a time we were all one big family. Once upon a time, we were all connected on that level. And even if you didn't get along with somebody, you were still able to tap into that person emotionally. You were still able to see that person eye to eye. You were still able to like do that. And I feel like so much of that has gone away. And I got raised that way. My family was very much that way. You know, but it's like this is what sometimes that takes. And so the real part to this is like, even when we get to this full moon in Cancer, and I hate the fact where it's like, what's the release? It's like some people had to leave behind their actual homes. If you're not in that position right now, make sure that you know where you at is a blessing. The fact that I'm still standing here, even in this circumstance with how close it is a fucking miracle, for lack of a better term. So like, sorry, YouTube, but for real. This is what that situation is. So I just wanted to really take some time out. I don't know if I got everything across properly. I don't really know if I've spoken well or like, you know, I just wanted to just really kind of take that time to do that. And I do have enough of a platform that hopefully some people see it and bring some more hope back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I got on that right now. Sorry to start on such a sourish note, but we have to get real vulnerable and emotional. If one, we're talking about the full moon in Cancer. 2, this is a real natural disaster going on. And 3, I just love and appreciate y'all, and shout out to all of y'all who had reached out to me and just try to do that. I'm a week behind on getting back to people because I have been so moving around, razzled and dazzled. So thank y'all for showing love the way y'all have. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take a hot second, then I'm gonna get my brain together to get back to the astrology. But yeah, one sec, y'all. Okay, your boy back. I clearly have been experiencing this all, and I think the height of it for me was after speaking to that person who did lose that, and I just, being like psychic gets cool until it's like something like this, and then you're like, got me standing there looking like Oppenheimer or something. It's crazy. Let me look back to comments. I know y'all been showing love. I just been, what's up, Ann? Appreciate you. Yes, I am safe. I'll try to go live. We're going to get into the astrology very soon. Nicholas Ashbog also had to leave. You know what I'm saying? He does a live on Sunday. Did it today and was emotional. I'm trying not to get too emotional. Oh, y'all, for real, for real. Glad to see you're okay. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you. Yeah, Palisades is, man, celebrity or not, it's tough. They're made memories in their homes. Oh, God, you're right. But this is what the full moon in Cancer is like about. Like, what are the made memories for you, right? Usually when I talk about the full moon in Cancer, it's like, how are we releasing old behaviors in order for us to learn how to create new nostalgia? That's kind of like the way I've always seen the full moon in Cancer, but this is like way different. This feels way more personal, I would say. Now, what else? We experience loss and devastation all the same, and that's a fact. Live on an island when the hurricane hit, destroyed. No one came to help for 3 days, and you had to take care of each other. Yo, this is what I'm saying, where I'm like, I think like, let's talk about the Cancer energetic. Let's talk about the Cancer energetic. And then I want to kind of explain why all these things looked at. Because I know some of y'all are following me really directly, even as I'm talking about this, but I want to really get to the science of it. Then I'll get emotional again. Cool. So it gets to the actual Cancer energetic is that this is water. This is cardinal water, right? This is the power of the ocean. This is the ability of being able to like really push an emotion onto something, right? If you ever walk into a situation and you're looking around and you're like, yo, man, nobody's having a good time right now. There's like a weird vibe. The vibe might be off right now. What the full moon in Cancer does, the full moon in Cancer, or Cancer energy in general, Cancer energy will be like, oh, this is a bad vibe. I am bringing the fun. And then they will bring an energetic so strong that then everyone else wants to have fun, right? Now, if you ever walk into a Cancer energetic person and they're in a mood, you're going to catch whatever mood that they're in. So if they're in like a great mood, oh my God, yeah, we're making food, we're having a dinner, we're having a celebration, everyone's having a great time, right? You catch them in a sour mood and then you like, man, after I talk to them, I'm not even in a good mood no more. You get what I'm saying? Like all of those things like end up really like coming through and coming together. So what is Cancer really about? Well, what Cancer is intuition, the way that we relate to it, right? It's the intuition of mother to child. It's a combined force of really making sure that you have this like unspoken connection to those that you really care about. You know, those people who you're so close to that y'all don't got to say nothing but look at each other, maybe a word or two, and have that connect. That's Cancerian energy at its core, is you being able to kind of like really utilize your intuition. Cancer is psychic nature. Cancer is like, why do I know this thing that I don't know? Oh, someone's intention is so strong that I'm picking up on their intentions right now, and I'm now downloading what it is that they're trying to say. Now, what is Cancer in general? Well, Cancer also represents the mother in terms of the moon, in terms of like this really stronger, serene energy that's all about the divine feminine. It's all about the bringing in. It's all about the ability to let go of the ego in order for the soul to reign true. That's what Cancer energy is at its best. Now, this is why when we talk about Cancer energy, it's always this matter of nurturing. Why? Because if everybody in the tribe isn't at their best energy or isn't at their peak form, a Cancer energetic person is going to point that out. They're like, you haven't eaten today. They're like, you haven't done this part today. When's the last time you got some rest? Now, here's the cliche and the irony behind this as well, is that every time a Cancer energetic person asks you if you slept, if you ate, if anything else, chances are they haven't. So make sure you check back on your Cancer friends. They be tripping. I love them, but they be really in the emotions of the moon sometimes. And they're like, oh, wait, I do need to rest too. That's kind of an important part. So just something to keep in mind. But when we get to like, that's Cancer as an energetic as we know it, and typically how it shows up in the people that we're around, right? But Cancer in the sky, like the moon is ruled. I'm sorry. The moon rules Cancer. Now, when it comes to anybody that has Cancer placements, specifically in their big three, especially if you meet with me, I teach y'all how to use moon signs. Typically, like if I have enough time to talk to somebody who has like the Cancer in the big three, I'm like, yo, here's how you use the moon signs. Here's how your emotions low-key kind of fluctuate, and here's how you can kind of get on top of that. So make sure that y'all get a reading with your boy. I am doing mini readings today. I said screw it. I'm going to be mainly doing them now. So if you want to get one while I'm live, I suggest you do, because I literally can't promise you in the immediate afterward. It's Sunday today. Yo, that's crazy. I've been dealing with this for like a week, bro. But yeah, so if y'all do want to come through today while I am live, that's for the best time to do it. You can still sign up for it. I just literally, if something, hopefully everything's fine. But you know, if I have to help a friend, if there's an evac sign, I gotta do that. So that's just the reality of the situation. Clearly, I'm still here right now to like give and deliver as best as I can. But I do want to be honest with y'all about that. 222, by the way, we out here. Okay. It's been a lot. I know someone said something earlier to like, oh, spoke from the heart and spoke beautifully. Thank you. It's just like, man, I do all this work, you know, I do all this work to kind of like help people learn themselves and to find themselves and to like teach themselves like who they are. Right. So like and it's funny because like as everything's kind of like going down and everyone's like, oh, we got to move, we got to shake and bake, we got to evacuate, we got to dip, like all my chart just opens up in my head and I'm like, what do I actually need? Right. And going through this stuff that like I kind of like, and like I know like, oh, can't find it again. Oh, this is important. No, that's too heavy. Leave that there. Like all of those kind of things, I feel like I'm able to do quickly because I know my astrology and I like know like, oh, this thing is going to be important, right? Can you believe that I left this fella here? I left him here. I feel so bad. He doesn't have a name yet, but maybe he'll be the mascot for this thing. You know what I'm saying? He survived, so he deserves some love too. He doesn't have a name yet, but he's here. He's chilling over there, watching and making sure, you know, taking notes, I guess. But wait, let me see. A very surreal, can't imagine what you're going through. Oh yeah, we having fire tornadoes right now. That's always fun. Anyway, hey man, I think he can stop it. I think he get if I put him up to it, I think he can stop it all. You know, sometimes you just have to send something out to intervene. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mexico as well for sending out the freaking all their firefighters. Side note. Shout out to y'all. But anyway, back to what I was saying. My bad. I'm gonna be back and forth about this for a hot second. But this is also, to be so fair, this is how Cancer energy works. Cancer energies are so tuned into their emotions that they have to follow how they feel. And how they feel can fluctuate and how they feel can change. And it might even change at a drop of a hat. It might change in the same second that they agree to something. Like you have to really like follow through with that, right? But yeah, wait, there's more fires in other spots. I've been dealing with my own shit. I missed a lot. What else is happening? Please inform me. It's been so close. I have not been able to see too far outside of that. So I hope everyone across the world is as good as we can be. Cause oh my God. Right. And it's so crazy that if there are that many fires that like literally, and I didn't want to get astrological about it, but I can't ignore it. I didn't want to start talking about this, but I have to. So the freaking North Node is at 0 degrees Aries. Was at 0 degrees Aries, the spark of fire in the freaking zodiac. And the North Node hit that 0 degree point. They said firefighters. Thank you. I have not seen that part. The first time I saw was Mexico. So shout out South Africa. Shout out Canada. Shout out Australia. Ghana's dealing with the other fires. Man. They said from motherland to motherland to motherland. It's like, can y'all not, please? Anyway. Okay. It just hit 0 degrees. Just hit 0 degrees Aries. And now we're technically the North Node is moved into Pisces now. Technically the North Node is moved into Pisces now. But like seeing that the destiny point at the last bit of fire and to have all this happen is like, I don't like pointing out everything astrological to point to other stuff, but it just blows my mind. You know what I'm saying? It just literally blows my mind. Now we're in the North Node of Pisces, and this is the full moon that's going to lead us into the North Node in Pisces. And the North Node in Pisces, and I'll have a whole bunch of other stuff to do about that. I apologize for not being around this week because that's all I was going to talk about this week, but I digress. This is a part of it because the North Node in Pisces is about you letting go of your expectations about who you were supposed to be. The North Node in Aries is all about who are you, what are you building yourself up to be, what's going on with that. And the Pisces is like, well, screw all that. Where's your soul at? Where's your heart at? Where are you feeling at? You know what I'm saying? Usually I have some type of like general ballpark plan per live stream. I was just like, I got to talk from my heart. I don't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just got to come up here and see how it go. If I cry, I cry. If I'm on, I'm on. Like, it is what it is, because like that's just really the true vulnerability. It's really getting the spirit to spirit. The North Node of Pisces is when people are really going to start finding soulmates for real. People are going to start finding soulmates in their friendships. They're going to start finding like better soul connections. They're going to start really being able to relate to other people in a way different capacity and ability than they were before. The North Node of Pisces is going to remind you that magic is real. And if you don't step into you being your magic, you're done. You get so caught up in the details of the past. You get so caught up in the details of the science. You get caught up so much in the details of the hoopla, and you don't see what it is for yourself. You're not going to make it very nicely through this next 2.5 year shift when these nodes are moving through, right? I always get that one mixed up and the progress moon mixed up. But basically, we're going to just say 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And you have North Node in Pisces. Perfect. I freaking love Ann. Ann be coming on here all the time. She usually be the first one here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ann for real. Like, you be the first one here. You know what I'm saying? One of the elders, always locked there, always tapped into like what I have going on. And I just appreciate the love for real. And I think it's just so funny because it's like, in terms of that North Node in Pisces energetic, right? 1 second. Ooh, I thought somebody from work was just trying to tell me I had to do something. I was about to be I was about to feel a type of way. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I thought they was trying to be like, hey, you missed doing this thing this week. I was about to spaz. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Like, have you watched the news? You should look at that. Maybe you know. They did not do that. We're good. We continue forward. But as the North Node does shift into Pisces, actually, let's get back to it for real. The North Node shifts into Pisces, and like, if it doesn't resonate to your soul, it's not going to like register the same way no more, right? I think, to be so honest, a lot of people want to start finding religion in a different way. And I did that in quotes on purpose. A lot of people are going to start actually fully embracing the astrological and tarot and etc. So a lot of your like family and people that used to hit on it, they're going to start trying to read it and stuff now. Watch. I'm so serious. This is a big change. The other thing that's happening is that people that didn't have a creative streak are going to start having a creative streak instead, right? There's also going to be something at some point to keep it a stack with the in between of like AI, which has always been around, which I always want to point out to people. Like the AI's always been around. Machine learning, like we just started to like use it widespreadly, but it's always been around. If you ever played a video game and there's an enemy fighting you back, AI. If there's an ally helping you, AI. Like it's always existed. But I think even in terms of this, like there's a certain like level of connection that's going to even change on, right? To where it's like, how are we embracing this new technological age while also invoking and embracing the soul that we are coming from and all of that, right? Like there's a lot of stuff coming up on that. Now the South Node is going to be in Virgo. This all has to do with this full moon, by the way. The South Node is going to be in Virgo. And with the South Node in Virgo, this is where it's like so many people are leaning into this newfound faith or this newfound feeling of faith that a lot of people are going to try to reel it back, basically being like, nah, that's impossible. Actually, no, you can't do that. There's going to be a lot of like naysay, and people are going to start bringing up old stuff. And to be so real with you, when people start bringing up too many statistics from Pluto and Capricorn, ignore them. Like, I shit you not, ignore them. If people start bringing you statistics from like, yo, well, back in 2012, this happened, it doesn't matter no more. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter, but like genuinely speaking in terms of the way these energetics moving forward, and as we step into Pluto and Aquarius, we're not going to be using old examples. There's new things happening. There's new developments happening, right? As much as I'm upset about the fires that have happened, one of the things that makes me even more upset on top of this is that in a very Pluto and Capricorn fashion, and the only reason why we've been able to peep it the way we have is because Pluto's in Aquarius. But literally right before all of the fire stuff went down, all the insurance companies canceled people's fire insurance. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all have y'all own takes, cool. I'm just saying what I gotta say with that. But yeah. Anyway, South Node of Virgo, again, info. People gonna start trying to pull up old info. People gonna start trying to be like it's going to get a little shifty. And so for my people who are Virgos, you're gonna have to learn how to like dead ass let go of the details. Like you're gonna have to just like let it go. I'm not getting monetized on this stream. I don't care. I gotta talk to y'all. I really don't care right now. But yeah, it's one of those situations to where that's the big change and shift. And when it comes to all, and it's ironic, right? Big fire happens, big wow factor. South Node of Virgo, old companies trying to screw you over with the old okie doke, right? There's going to be a lot of old okie doke things that are going to start trying to like come back in certain ways. So don't get finessed. Trust your spirit. Trust your intuition. Straight up. Like there's nothing else that I got to tell you, especially with this full moon in Cancer activating it, which it will. Trusting your intuition. Seriously, like trusting your intuition. As soon as people started talking about like things were getting weird in LA, I already packed. Like I packed. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? And I was right. And then we had to dip immediately. I don't have the picture. I'm not going to show y'all because it's terrifying. But it's literally this picture that I took from behind my house. You just look in front, and it's just like movie-esque. Like, I'm not going to show y'all because it's again horrifying. But like, here we are. Sup, holy ones. I rock with that. You know, keeping it holy. All right, I'm a goofball. We're gonna be okay. If I can laugh, we'll be okay. All right, but what I can say, right? Let me think real quick. Also, does everything sound good? I'm trying some new stuff. I did some upgrades and things, but like sometimes upgrades be too strong and they come in crazy. So hopefully I don't sound crazy and it just sounds good like it was intended to. But just in case, please let me know how I sound as well. Yeah, I'm trying some stuff. Anyway. I ain't even write the newsletter yet, man. There's so many things I normally do for these lives, and I don't got it today. Try again later. I was supposed to do a freaking masterclass this week. I don't know if I'm still going to do it. I might still do it. It was supposed to be a paid masterclass for Saturn. I'll keep y'all updated on that. But for anybody who does want to get a mini reading, let me just send this out to y'all. Actually, here we go. Internet. So for anybody who does want to get a mini reading, did I post it? I am a fool. I am a fool. Who am I? What have I done? I didn't even post it. What's going on? This isn't like me. Who am I? What have I done? Man, that's not it. Sound sassy as ever. You're welcome. I was raised right, as we can see. Yes, continue editing. There we go. Man, I literally finished this for y'all too. All right, 1 second. A couple. So how are y'all doing? You know, how's everyone else doing? Because right now we're having the best of times and also the worst of times. You're like in it. Of course, you're not yourself. You feel me? It is crazy to be like, yo, I would walk by where I know, like, just it's crazy. Okay. That's the live stream link. Cool. I don't imagine myself being on here for more than an hour past this. So you should probably sign up now. Yes, I am sassy. I was made this way. You want one, can't find them. I just found it in. So if you want to check that out, that's there. And yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Cool. We love to see it. All right. How do we get back on course? People are calling me. What do y'all want? I'm fine. Y'all mad extra. Everyone's like, are you a lot? Yes, I am. But like, come on, man. I had all this time and nobody was hitting me. Yo, that's crazy. No, play. A lot of y'all actually reached out to me. I'm talking about like personal people in my like day to day. I'm talking crap. But like, a lot of y'all did really reach out to me, and I do got to get back to y'all. So I appreciate the snot out of y'all. I'm just gonna go to the cards. I have nothing left. Intrinsically, I have nothing left. Honor your home. Be grateful for what you have. Be happy with it. Nurture it. Love it. You know, I got back to my crib after evac, and I was doing dishes. Just like, wow. What an honor. What an honor to do the dishes. Not a lot because saving the water for the supplies and stuff, but it's just been crazy, y'all. I'm okay. This is one thing I want to point out about all this. I'm okay. I am built a little different than a lot of people in terms of like how I'm going about this. Make sure that y'all spread love to some other people you may know around here who don't have the same type of like mentality that I do. You know what I'm saying? That's really where y'all gotta put your love out to as well. I do appreciate it from y'all, but just in general, make sure that y'all do, because people have lost a lot or have seen things that they ain't never thought they was gonna have to see. We also lost 11 lives thus far in these fires. We put out 2 of them. There's 4 more still going on. The main one that went off, that's actually the closest one to me, is 11% containment. So there's still more to be done, but I did want to, like, again, take the time out, show some love, do this thing while we here, honor this, and keep it rocking. That's all I got to say. All right. And yeah, no, I know it's all love. Something hopped out. The hell? Wow. Interesting. So this hopped out, right? And I think this was probably from when Apollo Santo or something. But do you see the smudge on this? Do you see like the actual like smudge on this card? I like picked it up and I'm like, is that soot? But you want to know what's interesting? I have the Emperor card. And I think for this full moon in Cancer, and I think, to be honest, that's kind of what I was saying to y'all a second ago, where I'm like, I'm the Emperor. I'll be out here. I'm gonna be okay. But in general, where's the Emperor in your heart? Where's the Emperor in your soul? Where are you trying to pull up in terms of like your greatness, right? I love the Emperor because the Emperor is the King of Kings. The Emperor is the guy that those guys look up to. When we say that guy's him, the Emperor isn't even in that conversation because that's the GOAT. Everyone knows that that's that guy. So when I see the Emperor in this chart, and also we have this 9 of Wands, let's get back to this full moon in Cancer energetic, right? In your world, in what you find home, are you really becoming the master of your own domain? that's really what I'm getting from this. How do you start to become the master of your own domain? What do you have to let go of in terms of trying to rush certain things a certain way, trying to have certain things be upheld a certain way that maybe you don't believe in anymore? There's a lot of changing that's coming in with that in terms of the full moon in Cancer as well. There's some nostalgia at play here. And ironically, we see the nostalgia at play. And then what do we have before that? The King of Wands. The King of Wands in Pokemon terms evolves into the Emperor, right? In Emperor terms, it evolves into that. And the cliches of every like movie and anime thing ever is basically like, if I just have to remember where I'm coming from, I have to remember the power of my heart and everyone that I've loved in this process. Attack. Like that, basically that's going to be everybody's moment that they're having, is that it's like, yo, like, I hope, I don't mean this in some like facetious way or nothing, but I hope like y'all seeing the fires that have occurred, and y'all are like, oh shoot, life is precious, right? And I think one of the things that's kind of coming up with what's full moon in Cancer is a reminder, like, life is precious. Your journey has been precious. Your ability to keep moving forward and honoring your intuition in a world that has done everything that it can in the last 20 something years to deny your intuition, and you still followed it, and you were led here, and you were the person who ended up like making the change in your family, in your life, and what's right in front of you. That's what the full moon in Cancer is trying to be about. Is that it's like, yes, you've done that great thus far. However, this is where we take the next step forward in terms of that. So you're going to be even more intuitive, even more tapped in, even more delulu for the salulu, as the folks say nowadays. So just something to keep in mind. That was the general energetic I have for the collective. But I am going to go through each and every sign in terms of this. Thank y'all as well for being so patient with me. I know that usually I'm able to like pull myself out of a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to my work. It's just this is my city right now. It's being impacted, and yeah. So doing my best. Let's get it. I'm not lighting any freaking Palo Santo today. We are using the selenite. If you don't know what selenite is, go get you one. Okay. So bought a mini reading just whenever it comes up. Fine. Dope. Yeah, if anyone does want to get a mini reading, I do have it pinned up to the top. Thank y'all for so much. I do gotta get my bread up after some of these random fees of things that I've popped up. So that's been fun. But hey, we're out here. Anyway, and if y'all do want to get a reading with me, please schedule a reading. Low key, if you want to schedule a reading, just schedule in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like, schedule for like 2 weeks from now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get a reading from me for real, this isn't usually what people be doing, but I'm like, if you want to get a reading, like anytime after the 16th, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime after the 16th, pull up. Because I got to go to work this upcoming week. But anytime at the end of the week and beyond that, prime time, pull up. Come get a reading. Help the kid out. We out here. All right, cool. All right, this is going to be we're going to go through all the water signs first. We're going to do all the water signs first and then keep it moving from there. So first and foremost, we're going to have Cancer. So this is going to be for Cancer. And let's see what pulls up. This is a lot. Take care of yourself. It is. I appreciate it. And you know I will. All right. Cancer. Let's go. Cancer. All right. This is going to be your crowning moment of you really knowing how to stand in your principal belief of the emotional world that you have been inhabiting and possessing and making happen. Now, what do I mean by this, right? As a matter of fact, I think for Cancer, you also have the Sun card. I think there's been a really strong need and call for, and even especially if you have like a divine masculine connection as a Cancer too, I think this is kind of like the time to push forward the vibe on how things are supposed to feel. I almost want to say that like right now y'all are kind of being called to being not the peacemakers, but I think people are looking to your ability to navigate emotion in a way that y'all aren't necessarily like used to. I think it's like y'all know that y'all are on it, but this is the time frame where everyone sees that as well, right? Everyone else is seeing and they're like, oh shoot, like I know who to talk to about this. It's this person, right? Like that's the kind of situation that starts to change in terms of this, right? So Cancer is one of the things that I really want to kind of get across to you is that it's like, it is your time to shine for this, right? It is your time to step up for this. And I think beforehand, y'all were dealing with this, which is the devil card. And I think what was going on in terms of that was like you having to need validation from somebody else in order for you to actually feel like you're deserving of love. And this Cancer is actually coming from the opposite way around. Like you are now the source of where that love is coming from. So how does that look when you step into that, right? How does that look when you step forward into that power? That's going to be the main change that I see coming up in terms of this, just to let you know. Okay, so that's for Cancer. Let's go to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what we got. Scorpio, we have the Queen of Cups. So very similar. I just talked about the King of Cups a second ago. The Queen of Cups, Scorpio. Now, this is the feminine side of that big emotional world. And what I mean by feminine side, I mean the receptive end, right? So the Queen of Cups, the reason why I love that card is because the Queen of Cups is someone who knows she deserves it all, right? If you heard that Kendrick song that kind of came up, I deserve it all, right? On top of that, Scorpio, y'all got the Four of Pentacles underneath this, and this is a really smug guy. This guy got what he wanted. This guy has a control. He's chilling like, look at all of my rupees that I've collected. Nah, but Scorpio, y'all know that y'all are like that about random things at random times, so don't even look at me crazy. But what I can say though, Scorpio, is that like I think y'all are finally accepting that you have your control on what you want it to, but you're now having to approach it from a way more emotive place than you thought that you did. I think Scorpio, y'all wanted to kind of be more of the ice queen about things. Y'all wanted to be more of like you can't even break through to me. I'm impervious. And now you're like actually being vulnerable in a way that I don't think that y'all expected. And it's going to feel weird because you're like, oh man, I'm being vulnerable. Why am I feeling so vulnerable? But it's like, that is going to be part of what leads you to a greater power within yourself. So that's really fire. Okay, I'm gonna just keep going through these real quick. Let's get to Pisces. Yeah, my bad, y'all. I feel myself being more off than normal. Like I'm good when I'm pulling the cards themselves, but like in between, I'm like, oh man, like this, I'm still feeling the weight. Oh man, freak, man. I love this city. I just hope things pan out the best way they can, you know. Pisces, Pisces, y'all got a card that hopped out differently. Oh, Pisces, no, Pisces. Okay, sorry, y'all. Y'all got the Five of Pentacles. I was like, oh, why did this flip backward? Oh, okay. So Pisces, you have the Five of Pentacles. We also have the Chariot. This is a feeling of great loss, Pisces. This feels like this honestly feels like y'all. I think y'all messed up your chance to get the bag. And I don't think that's true. I understand where you're coming from with it. My lights. You had to charge my phone. I understand. I'm sorry. I know that you know my light died. I had to charge my phone for a bit. I can't even open my window. That's crazy. Anyway, getting back to this other part, right? Now that I look wild, the lighting is no longer lighting the way it was. But the power of the Black Panther compels you. We have the Five of Pentacles. This is the feeling of loss. The power of the Black Panther has been stripped away. The power of the Black Panther has been stripped away. However, you will come out of this a stronger and more intertwined being. You must not be too concerned about the old world from before. You will step into what is new and great, and from there you will find your power in a very different space than you wish you were before. The power of the Black Panther has been stripped away. Nah, but honestly, Pisces, y'all instant manifestation stuff has been screwing y'all up for like a year and a half. Ever since Neptune went into Pisces. That's really what it is. And I think what's coming up right now is that like, y'all are like, oh my God, like, did I miss out on a dream? Did I miss out on the situation? No. But I will say that you have to like, this is the struggle before the pop off. This is the like actual bottom low before you pop off, right? Chati Panta, you do not know me like that. No. I had this joke before all of this went down, and I was going to start telling people I was from Wakanda and just see how far it would go. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna like, where are you from? I'm from Wakanda. Well, you don't have accent. What do you mean I do not have an accent? Ah, man. Okay. And I am also a panther in terms of spirit animals, so that is also correct. One of them, respectfully. Anyway, good call. That's a good call. Good job. Good work. You've been paying attention. Okay. Pisces. You're going through it. But this is one of those situations where that's going back. Where even Ann said, as a Pisces stallion, taking the power back for several years. Pisces, this is like you are about to divot into moving forward in that strength and lean on like Cancer. I think Cancer energy and just Cancer energetic people are going to kind of teach you a lot on how to like step up into that instead of being so mutable about things. I think that's going to be one of those things to also keep in mind and watch out for. Right? Meow. All right, so we are going to go. We did water signs. Let's do fire. We're gonna do fire signs. I'm a little mad at my element right now for obvious reasons, but okay. Fire signs. Let's get to it. Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, this is also all three of them. I think y'all get it by this point. Y'all been around. Okay. Let's start off with Aries. Aries, you are stuck between a rock and a hard place, not in terms of what's actually happening, but in terms of what you think your future is supposed to hold. And it's ironic because it's like, I feel like for Aries, y'all just got everything you want and need, and you know the last parts, and you're like, yo, I got this. But the uncertainty that's coming in with this full moon in Cancer sucks because if you applied yourself, Aries, you can do all those things, right? You can do all those things if you have that energetic there, right? So what's happening, especially just keep it a stack, Aries, what's also happening is that the North Node is not in your sign no more, right? So all that full speed ahead that you needed in order to like gather your personality and to really be like, yo, this is where I'm coming from, this is what I'm standing on, that's now in the ethers. Now all the stuff people were so sure you want to do before, now it's like, hey, can you do this? Like it's changing. It's not a bad thing, but it's changing. Aries, it is absolutely changing. And I see the tower. A lot of people see the tower as just disaster. I see the tower as an awakening. So I think the tower is just one of those things where it's like you're going to be sifting through, and it's going to be like, well, what's really true, or like what is it really supposed to be, and blah 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 blah. And the next thing you know, boom, that thing that you needed to step into just happened. So just keep that in mind, Aries. Although it might be like, huh, what's going on? That tower card moment is supposed to like a lightning strike, awaken, kind of where you're at with that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, let's get it. Let's get into Leo. Leo. Sounds so soulful, don't you agree? I've done so much work to get this audio right. I think I found my flavor that I wanted, though. I think this is it. We'll see. I'll listen back to it later. So we have the Just Us card because it is just us. No, anyway, we have the Justice card for you, Leo. And we also have the Sun card. I feel like it's going to sound cheesy, but this is like, I know some of y'all peeped where all the disasters of stuff in LA was happening. There are a few folk. Matter of fact, I'm gonna point out this one guy. There's this one bloke. This one dude. He looked like somebody spit out a G.I. Joe, covered him up in toothpaste, and chiseled him out again with a toothpick. And he was standing outside trying to flex while there's literally just his entire, like, everything just burning behind him. And he was trying to do it on some influencer. Hey, look at me, guys. I'm in front of here. And to that man, I hope justice is being served. It was a very Leo thing to do for him, I would say. So this is the justice card, right? Maybe you weren't the guy who was flexing in front of that. Now maybe the universe is like, hey, you've been doing great. The reason why I'm even bringing this up as an analogy, right, is because the Sun card here is also trying to make it so it's like, Leo, y'all kind of were the main character. Like I think y'all are kind of in your main character zone, and even if you're not trying to be in your main character zone, you still are. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Leos have been taking a very strong rendition of how to like really step into that type of prowess. And I think what's going on too is that the justice card is trying to like really navigate where you're coming from, and most of the justice that's happening has to do with relationships with other people. So Leo, like on some real part, yes, I know I've been a goofball. I kind of needed it in the last bit, but genuinely speaking, I think like the Two of Cups really speaks to like an emotional vulnerability that has to happen for y'all, Leo. And I think that that's really what's kind of like popping up when it comes to everything. More emotional vulnerability, different pace. Should be interesting. What's good, Miss Cat? You missed my speech to my city as I am in pain eternally. Anyway, so getting into the next part. Speaking of Sagittarius, let's get to it. I bet. Let's go. Sagittarius, what we got for y'all? All right. Sag. Wow. Look at us go. So Sag, we have the moon card and the sun card. Isn't that confusing? Isn't that just so great? Okay, Sag, here's what's happening. When I see the sun card and the moon card this strong in the chart, this is a time to really check in. That's really what I have for that. It's time to check in, right? It's a time to check in and like kind of reflect if your emotional world and the world that you kind of portray is the same in and of itself. I think even in terms of this, it's like your private world and your personal world are like just making different shifts to things, and you're going to start to like, here's really what I'm trying to get at, Sag. I think y'all are finally coming into this like cohesion. Like y'all are like finally starting to like, as Quintana said, balance things out. And I think it's very temperance like, but it's not, it's like once you figure out that in between, you got to get back out there and start like flirting with the world. And Sages who have been successful at this, I know y'all know what I'm talking about, where it's like just like general, like it's not even flirting with the world as much as it's like really being able to speak and appreciate on the things. And I think that's going to be bringing a lot more abundance coming up from this full moon and on. So Sag, there's a definite balance and teeter-totter that's been happening right now, but just make sure that you choose that emotional, like, or like flirt a little bit, or like, I don't know, say something nice, say someone's shoes look good, you know? One of my challenges I had in myself was I was like, yo, I got to go compliment somebody once a day. I forgot I think it was Libra season. Last time I did it. I do things like that every once in a while where I'm like, I'm just going to tell this Libra season. I'm going to tell everyone they're pretty. And I did. And it was great. You know what I'm saying? I think I got prettier from it. It's amazing. You would be so surprised. Now, but genuinely speaking, it is like just a matter of like camaraderie and tapping into that thing, and don't give up. You're good. You're going to be good. Okay. So who else we got? Air. This is for my airheads, and it's all drop stuff. Airheads, y'all got something coming through. Okay, brains for air. No, I'm kidding, y'all. But I did have, which is interesting. I was gonna pull for Gemini, and then this popped up. So Gemini, you dastardly duos, you. What I can say, the Three of Hearts really speaks to like what was going on before. I think y'all are coming out of a really deep seated heartbreak phase. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this full moon in Cancer is showing you why the heartbreak felt the way it did, and you're like, so like you're going to be very aghast. You're going to be talking a lot of crap. I see it. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. What I can also say to that, though, is that y'all are actually ready to gear out on your next expedition. You're ready to gear out on your next thing, your next adventure, your next whatever. So if this was a heartbreak before about someone you were talking to, bang, somebody new just popped in. Dope. This is something that you're like, oh man, I didn't know what was going on for work. Boom, something new just popped in. Dope. This is the kind of situation that kind of comes up with that, just to give you that perspective in that regard, right? Now, that's Gemini. Y'all about to start open up your hearts. And as you open up your heart, there's going to be more opportunity. So make sure that you really open up to that opportunity and that abundance as it peels in. So yeah. Also, a low-key surprise, my camera has not overheated. So I'm going to just keep it moving. If it does, it does. And I hope I didn't just jinx it. But I was just like, oh, that's weird. Usually it starts acting up. Okay, we're good. We're just going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling. Okay. So, let's see. Libra. Lebrowski. Okay, I got you. Librinas. Libras, actually. Let's actually get to it. Libras. Okay. So here's something to point out, right? There's this part of y'all that's like trying to pull a fast one. And there's another part of y'all that's like really bold about it. I don't know how to fully explain this. I think it's like this is one of those things where you're like, I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm me. Don't know what it is, but there's this Libra, y'all are kind of like in this, like, I'm going to do that. Like if you think somebody's trying to pull a fast one, like you'll pull a fast one first. If you think someone's like in this weird position, you'll go ahead and do that. Why though? Because I think for Libra, what's happening is that you're trying to embrace the Empress, but people are trying to like come for the Queen, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this part to where you're like, hey, I'm trying to be really mindful and sweet and everything else, but people keep trying to like press you a type of way. So Libra, the Empress card in my personal thought is like, don't let them hit you with the okie doke. If you feel like you're supposed to be petty, instead stop. Like I think one of the things that I have to kind of point out is that like the petty back and forth is not going to work in your direction. I think the way I dropped everything, the way that you think it's supposed to, what it really is supposed to do, right, is have you shine deeper. So when people are like, yo, why is it this way? Like you just shine even stronger. And then all the the pettiness and the things that were supposed to pop up before start to really dwindle away. So that's something that I do want to point out to that for y'all. And the next thing that I want to bring in, this is, and Libra, rest. I think a lot of the stuff that you think you're supposed to do to be extra, if you just rest, like here's my main, like genuinely my main message, Libra. If you think you need to be petty, if you think you need to get one up, if you think you need to fight everything, just remove yourself from it, pretty yourself up, feel good about you, head back into the mix. By the time you back into the mix, all the BS you thought people was going to be talking, null and void. So you're her, be her. And we love to see it. Okay. Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius. Not pull in attack position. You got the death card. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got the death card. It's Pluto and Aquarius. What y'all want? Y'all been dancing around since Pluto and Aquarius started. Like, oh, Pluto's it's the age of Aquarius. That's cool. Y'all been dancing real nice. Like, matter of fact, did Pluto just go into 1 degree? I thought Pluto just went to 1 degree. I feel it. Where's that? Did it? Need to find it. 1 second. I should be better at. There's just so many colors and things. It is at 1 degree. I was right. Okay, listen here. Aquarius. Yeah. Pluto is in your sign. You thought that you were going to pretend to be the reform. You thought you were going to pretend to be the difference. Ha! I scoff. The reason why is because guess what, Aquarians? Pluto is calling you to move forward into your regime of things that you've been planning for your entire life. But here's the kicker, though. Are you ready? Are you ready, Aquarius? Are you ready? You're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this so much, Aquarius. But I'm gonna tell you because I'm your friend. 95% of the time, this is my 5%. Y'all gonna have to get emotional. No one's gonna hear your fancy, silly little ideas until you show them your feelings. You see how this is getting darker? See how this just got darker? I didn't do this. This is the sky. The sun disappeared. The sun went away. There's probably a giant smoke cloud that's passing by. Literally, I was showing that you're gonna have to be in your feelings, and everything got dark. I stopped and the lights back. Crazy. Listen, Aquarius. I told you weren't gonna like it, but anyway, Aquarius, you're gonna actually have to get into your feelings about stuff, and that's cool because guess what? You're also gonna have to find a relationship. I feel like this is like you getting into a stable situationship. Yes, I did just say that. I meant what I said too. And for every Aquarius watching this, you're welcome. I know your language. This is y'all like really getting into like a legitimate connection with somebody. You get what I'm saying? That's going to be a really dope time for you. But yeah, you're being called on, Aquarius. You just got to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? I've been yelling at my Aquarius friend for weeks to buy this freaking video program he needs. I'm gonna yell at him about this afterward. Thank you for reminding me. Cards. I'm gonna go yell at him later. Appreciate it. Okay, cool. Now we're getting over to the earth signs. Thank you for being patient with me in this silly times. All right, so earth signs, we're going into Taurus. Missed the intro. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. I'm just trying to keep it a stack. I don't really know. I don't even like, I was just like, they're gonna get me. I'm gonna be here. If I'm in a great mood, we're having a great time. I'm kind of sad about all this, so I'm just gonna be upset. Like, it is what it is. I appreciate y'all for taking me as I am. That's what I appreciate, for real. Next thing, the star card. This is actually for Taurus, right? It's Taurus. It looks like you just stole Aquarian's thunder. Taurus stole Aquarius thunder, low key. Now here's what I'm seeing with Taurus. Taurus, y'all are actually about to start acting up. Taurus, are y'all getting active? You look, when Taurus gets active, and I see the freaking, they be going matador at you, like you got to run. That's the worst thing you can have. You know how long it took a Taurus to decide for them to do that? You know how many buttons you probably had to press before a Taurus is just like, that's it. Okay. Anyway, all this is said, star cards coming through. So like y'all are actually going to be really stepping into, what the fork Taurus facts, or forward Taurus, because y'all are just pummling through whatever's in front of y'all right now. The reason why it's really like funny to me, I'm laughing like this, is because I think this is like Uranus. Honestly, I think this is Uranus going through the Taurus the way it has. And I know Taurus, y'all been hating that because y'all been like, we can't even pretend to be normal right now. Anyway, all this to say, the real reason why I think the star card is so important here is because it's like, it's time for you to be at the forefront. Usually y'all like to play the back. Y'all like to pretend that y'all aren't like super important or like super in the front. Yeah, no, be in the front. This is going to change a lot. Taurus, I think it's a beautiful time for y'all. And all the fruits of your labor of trying to like be that girl or get into that power or get into that mindset. This is your time. You're going to deny it now that it's here. Hilarious. Okay. Virgo, y'all been stressing me out this week. Like y'all, I'm gonna stress me all the way out this week. I ain't gonna put it past you. Okay. Virgo, you got stuff jumping out at y'all. Yeah, stuff jumping out of y'all right now. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, Virgo. We got the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Now, here's a kicker, Virgo. Y'all are pondering too hard while y'all have the ability to make a decision. Opportunity always comes too soon or too late. That is actually a direct quote from my Virgo friend. And I think this is you trying to look for the opportunity, or when's the right time to strike? When am I supposed to do this? I want to make sure to do it the right way, or else it won't be the right way, whatever. This, on the other side though, is like if you just make a decision, it'll happen. Virgo, it's one of those situations, it's like catch-22 in a certain sense, to where it's like, if I change this thing, this will happen. So yes. It's like, well, I want to change this thing. Cool. So now it's going to happen. So Virgo, y'all have this ability to make a real difference right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Brown Sugar. He said that as an Aquarius moon, I will accept this legitimate situationship. I'll speak in your language, bro. Anyway, back to anywho, back to the Virgo part, right? Like that's really the change there. You know what I'm saying? So just make a decision, and it will follow through. Just care about it. Make sure that you care about it, even if it's not perfect. Just care about it. That's a huge difference for y'all. Okay, and now Capricorns. All right, so this is going to be for Capricorn. We're going to end off that, and then we're going to get to the mini readings for everybody after I take my quick 30 seconds of screaming into the void based off of the outside going on. All right, cool. Blow! Now, for my Capri sons, you are getting very nostalgic. You are thinking about old situations, are you not? No, but for real, like y'all are really getting into this whole like situation where y'all are like starting to see the good parts of your world. This is actually one of those situations where I kind of see that, like for the Six of Cups, right? in order for you to get back into your confidence, this is the best way to put it. You're gonna have to remember some old stuff to get you back into your confidence. Maybe it was somebody that you dated once. Maybe it was somebody that, like, you know, you ended up like really who told you something really critical and good about yourself, so to speak. Capricorn, I feel like y'all been kind of down in the dumps in this last bit, in this full moon in Cancer. Is like, yo, we have legitimate confirmation that people have liked you over the course of your life. And meanwhile, Capricorn's like, no one loved me for the real me. It's like, actually they did. It's like, no, they only loved me for what they could do for them. It's like, actually, no, they remember your favorite color and they want to make sure you ate today. How would they know my favorite color? Like, that Capricorn, y'all doing that right now. But what I can say is that, like, when you do remember the nostalgia and really like finding like that piece, you're going to be a little bit less grumpykins. I should not be saying that. The Saturn is too close to myself. Anyway, this is really a time for y'all to like really get out of your want to control the world of emotion, and to just really remember where that's coming from in order for you to really be successful moving forward. Like, that's really what it is. All jokes aside, that's pretty much the vibe there. So this is 111. I'm stopping everything else at 111. This is the end of the regular main live stream. Thank y'all for listening to me yap. I hope I have helped shed some light, give a wee bit of hope. I provided a link down for the people who are mainly being impacted by the fire. I'm figuring out things that I can do on my own world to do so. I have 4 readings in queue right now. Actually, I'm gonna go 5 because somebody tried to get one this week from the Capricorn one, and I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna do that first just to make sure. So Dion, if you're here, I got you for this full moon one. Interesting. Wait one sec. My Addictive Life said that you were chosen to do an interview on the news and was bumped into one segment for a showboat. I was feeling down, but today people watch me and an old teacher wants to speak to me in her class. Dope. That's cool. I'm glad that, that made me feel better, like, a little bit, because I think it's like sometimes we get so shrouded in like the BS of what's going on that sometimes we just need to hear a little nice something happening. It's like, oh, wow, keep it moving. Appreciate y'all. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. While I still have the last remaining parts of my set focus, let's do this. I'm going to post this one more time. For anybody who does want to get a mini reading right now, there's only 5 people in this queue. So if you just sit and wait for a hot second, you're going to pop up. But yes, this is what's going on right now. If you want to pull through for that, you're going to be a little more direct and rapid fire just because of the way that the energy is today. But I do appreciate each and every one of y'all for pulling up for this full moon in Cancer live stream. Thank y'all for staying with me. Thank y'all for keeping me in your thoughts and prayers. And, me and my people, everyone has been safe and collected thus far. So I appreciate y'all for that. And yeah, I'm going to do the BRB thing that I like to do. And I hope that you enjoy this music. It will soon be stuff that I made. I'm working on some more music stuff. So the more you know. Okay. I have returned from the. I gotta get. Honestly, I just gotta go to the bathroom. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, but I'm back though. What a joy it is to be home and to have one. It's a beautiful time. Okay. Now that we've gotten that Jeopardy music, yeah, I gotta start putting my own music under stuff again. For sure. And it's royalty free. No one's gonna yell at me for using it. They yelled at me for using my own song because somebody else sampled a worse song and then took the sample. So I was annoyed by that. Okay, enough of me. And you know what? I am low-key complaining today. But that's also very Cancer energetic. Y'all gotta complain in order to get things moving forward, you know? All right, let me get to this new moon readings right now. And I'm gonna start off with Dion. Okay. So Dion, this was supposed to be for the new moon in Cap, but I want to extend this to your full moon and we get into the conversation there. Okay, Gemini Sun, Libra Rising, say less. Seeking guidance or wisdom, no doubt. Okay, bow. Everyone getting 3 cards today. That's what I'm doing for this. All right. So first and foremost, right? We have the Queen of Pentacles. So Dion, one of the things that is really happening in your world is that like you're really trying to decide what's worth the energy and time and what's not. The Queen of Pentacles does not waste no time. She does not waste no energy on nothing. She don't go back and forth with nobody. She is very like astute to the T and make sure all her I's and T's and dots and all that stuff is together. You get my point. Now here's what's happening for you in your situation. In the past position, you have the Lovers card. And as a Libra rising, I'm just going to respectfully assume you've been seeing a certain special somebody for the last little bit, right? And I think one of the things about the Lovers card is that when it does come true, I'm gonna keep that word. When it does come true, it's magical, right? And there's usually this new need to like have to be vulnerable or like find this new space. Now, here's the thing that I think is kind of happening, if I'm not mistaken. The person that you're connected with now, or the Lovers card, and even if it's not romantic, they have a very strong Emperor energy. And I think the Emperor energy is kind of making a weird counterbalance to that Queen of Pentacles energy you just got on. Why? Because this king, so to speak, has just a little bit more experience, so to speak. And I think what's really quote unquote happening is that you're learning like how to not give too much and also make sure that you take what you need. And I think that even like this almost speaks to me like a relationship that you've recently gotten in where someone is like maybe more well off than you financially. Like I'm just giving this as an example. I hope this resonates to a certain degree, but they're doing better than you financially. And so like, they're like, yeah, I'll pay for this thing and I'll pay for that thing. And maybe you're like, no, like I have to do this all on my own. This is kind of like you letting yourself be vulnerable enough for somebody else to like do that part of things. I don't know if that's exactly how it's playing out, but it does speak to there's like a really strong energetic and you're going to have to kind of step back to let somebody else step forward and help you out. Really. That's really what I'm getting from this. I hope that resonates. But yeah, that's what I'm got for you, Dion. There does seem like there's like a love-ish type of situation at hand with that. And I'll make sure to confirm the order after this so I can send you the actual link to this as well. Just to give you this context. But yeah, that was for you. Now we're going to Ann. What's good, Ann? I know Ann loves the Jeopardy music. I'll be right back. I will find a better song soon, I swear. Okay. Sending you love and positive energy right back. Thank you. Appreciate y'all for being here. Okay. And important in North Node of Pisces. Let's get it. Okay. Ace of Pentacles and your manifestation abilities are about to be swimmingly great. They're about to like literally like one of the things that I want to point out in terms of that in this ace that's here. First of all, anytime I see Ace of Pentacles, I'm like, oh, you getting money. Ace of Pentacles has to do with money, it has to do with abundance. And I think, oh, here's what's happening for you. And I got you. I understand what's going on. Okay. And you're getting into this new manifestation power kind of situation. And what's happening though is that you have grown wise enough to not use it sillily. You know what I'm saying? Like you have kind of like gotten into this certain amount of knowledge for you to not let these things go to waste. Like maybe you had before, right? This is like, oh, this is a great opportunity. Let me really tap into it and make the most of it. Great. You know? And what's happening too is that you're like slowly stepping to the plate. So I think even with the things that you used to feel like you have to rush before, yeah, like if you used to want the thing in 3 hours, give it 3 days. If you used to want the thing in 10 days, give it a month, right? This type of pace is going to do you a lot more justice, right? Lessons learned, facts. And here's the real kicker and what I want to explain to you. You're not going to feel it immediately, but in 2 weeks, when both, to just put it in perspective, the nodes are really going to start cooking where they are in Pisces. You have the Hanged Man, which is the Pisces card. And I know this is a crazy card to like point out at first, but really what it is that it's like, the more that you suspend yourself and surrender to spirit, the more things start to happen for you. And I almost want to say that like with this North Node of Pisces coming through, it's just like the more that you let go and tap into that special place. And I'm gonna just say special place because I feel it from somewhere, and I think that's maybe resonant to you, but that's really what's going to be moving things forward for you. And just to give you some context, I hope this makes sense, but the North Node coming back into Pisces in your sign, you're going to have a magical next 2 years. So be very careful about what you say and what you manifest, because it'll probably happen. So just be mindful, be a little more intentional about how you word those feelings, and things are going to come through better. Doop, 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 doop. Making me cry because I know. I'm just glad that it resonated. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm not too off today to miss the messages. That's important for me. All right. Tab. Let's get it, Tabitha. Appreciate you for always coming through as well. But let's see. Specific question in love. Let's get it. Yeah, everyone getting 3 cards today. Pow. I also have a keyboard now, so I'm just throwing it on my. This is really how I started. I think that's really funny. I used to just like never have room on my desk, so I'd like put when I pull cards, I'd pull them and just put them on my keyboard, and I find it ironic that that has not changed. And that's piano keys, by the way, not just keyboard. People were yelling at me on they saw me play piano for the first time in 10 years, and they were like, it looked like you were just practicing. I'm like, no, this is muscle memory. So I was like, maybe I should try that again. So I have a little keyboard. It's nice. 6 of Wands. It's for you, Tabitha. Just wanted to remind you. 6 of Wands. So in love, what is happening? You're going to start shooting your shot. That's what I know. So here's the thing about the 6 of Wands, in my personal thought. The 6 of Wands is not afraid to make the first move. The 6 of Wands is not afraid to be like, hey, this is really where I'm coming from about this. The 6 of Wands is not going to really shy too much away from the true essence of what the connection is with somebody. You get what I'm saying? So the best way to put this, 1 second, to give you some context, is that like this is proverbially you actually saying your piece or shooting your shot or not being afraid to make the first step on things. I think that's a big thing that happens in this nowadays, where people are like, I refuse to talk to somebody first. And I think people miss out on so much when it comes to that. What I do see though is the Hierophant. One of the things that you want to do before you start kind of heading out in this in love stage is really figuring out exactly what it is that you want. Because the Hierophant is like, once the Hierophant knows what it wants, it's able to really make a lot of different changes and finesses and all that, right? I got a victory. What? For sure. So, but here's the kicker though. See, you said you got a victory, but this is when you win too hard. So I want to point something out to you. It's the 5 of Swords. So when I see the 5 of Swords, it's like, yeah, you won, but at what cost, right? So let's say, for example, I don't know if this is the case. I'm just giving you know what I do at this point. You and your lady homie, y'all been chilling for a while. Y'all see the same dude. Y'all both like him. Y'all both want to say something. She tries to say something. She fails. You say something. You succeed. Y'all go home. Y'all skadoodle, canoodle, and whatever other oodles y'all want to get into. And then your friend's like, I can't believe you took my man from me. And you're like, it was fair game. Not saying that's the point, but this is a very similar kind of like thing. It's like, even if you do win, don't like, so this is like, even if you get into, let's say you go out on a date, you try to aim for the guy or whoever you're trying to talk to. They're into it, but then you start being like, ha, I got you. I win. That might not that's not the way to kind of go about it, right? As a matter of fact, it's going to be a really different way you go about it because we have the full card. So one thing I kind of want to open up to you in terms of this, I don't think your approach has been wrong, but I think like you learning how to like kind of let go of the outcome once they say that they're interested, once they're kind of like, oh yeah, what else is this about? This is kind of where you're like, I'm gonna do the just kidding. Let me chill out. As a matter of fact, let's try something new. Maybe all the people that you went to, y'all went to like a similar bar, you know, or you always go to the same bar. Try something very different. And there's going to be something in the variance that happens here that's going to really kind of guide you into a better place in terms of love and the more, you know? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So that's what I got for you, Tab. I hope that hopefully that helps out and gives you a little bit more context stuff. Okay. So this is for not competing with smart. All right. All right, so Azuka, here we go. I was made for these time to lead the folks forward. Oof, you're not wrong. Wow, you're not wrong though. I do my best, so I'm trying. Okay, so trusting to hear what the universe has to deliver. I got you. Say less. Okay. Actually, we have 3 cards that just literally fell into my lap for you. So we're gonna go through those. And we also have this as the thematic card, which is the 3 of tennis balls or pentacles for normal people. So the 3 of pentacles, as he shows in his cinematic lighting. Look at the lighting, cinema. Oh, it got darker too. Pow. I'm being dramatic. But so when we do have this, right, and the sun is, I genuinely think there's just a giant like cloud of smoke stopping. To give you some context, I think that's what's happening. But hey, here's what we got. So we have the Death card, Azuka, and you are a very powerful and intelligent being who understands when I say the Death card, this is the real guttural transformation. And you're just heading out of that. As a matter of fact, the Death card position that you had everything to do with you finding strength in your heart again. Ironically, Azuka, I know we have definitely talked at length in random points about your relationship world, how you approach your relationship. And literally, this is a time where you didn't ask me about relationships, but they come up. And I want to point this out. Full moon in Cancer. This is the Death card from before. Let's say that was around the new moon. The Strength card comes up. You're feeling in this energy now. You're getting into the love again. But guess what? How you already got people back on the way. Listen, Azuka, I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know what you've been feeding these men. I don't know what you've been saying to them. I don't know. But it seems as though anytime you like, I might be down for the count, somebody else swoops in, yo. You must have some type of magic exuding, because when you're like, oh, I just want something else, like next thing you know, everyone else is pulling through. And I want to say with this new connection, I would say approach it from a really chill place. And this connection, to give you some context, you are going through like a really big change. To give you some context, there is a really big reset on love. I almost want to say like this is you completely approaching, I don't want to say the dating world differently because that's not what I'm trying to say, but it's a very like true reset as to like you really trying to aim for, let's say, like their personality versus trying to aim for how attractive they are or how X, Y, and Z. Like maybe that person's 1,000% your type, but they don't know like the other vibes or the other things that go into that. So I hope that gives you a little bit more context and shows you what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, you got more people coming in. You have more suitors. You got more lovers. You out here. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? I know that you might feel like you missed a step, but in terms of me just as your astrologer and who's done reading for you, it's feel like you don't miss a step for real. It feel like it's like, oh, that ain't work out. Let me wait. Somebody else is just ready. Good for you. More power to you. But yeah, that's what I got for you, Azuka. Thank you for the love as well. All right. Fabi. Hey, what's good? We did some readings before. What's good, Fabi? Let's get it. Glad you're okay. So am I. So am I. It's been a long week, but we're here. What's the most beneficial flavor of intuition to tap into? Okay. So we're coming off of our readings we did. Okay. And embrace the Delulu and receive and build on everything I'm trying to come in. Dope. You need to keep in mind the Aries reading I did for today. I would double check on that. I feel like I said something that's really specific to that, but I just want to make sure. Okay. So let's dig it. 3 cards. tres cards. I haven't spoke Spanish in years. I'm so sorry. I gotta learn again. I just so anyway. So many things are in my brain, but this is on my hand, which is the Two of Wands, which is, to be fair, probably one of my favorite cards ever. The Two of Wands is so great because he's like, you want to know what? I don't know what y'all saying, but I'm finna build this world myself. I love the Two of Wands because it's like, I be feeling like the Two of Wands sometimes, where it's like, if only we can build these things together. Then the Two of Wands is like, nah, I'm just finna do this myself. And it pulls off way better, right? It's the world in my hand, the master plan card. But what I can say though, so we have the King of Wands here. And the King of Wands is you in this past position. You really starting to rebuild. And oh, Fabi, your house cat on here. Okay, my fault. Just downloading. I'm now putting names to things. Okay, cool. My fault. My bad. It took me a second. All right. What I can say is that in terms of this, the King of Wands is really showing like what you're capable of. So I think there's a lot of capability that you just hopped into in the last bit. Yeah, like even if this was like the reading that we did where I was like, hey, here's all the stuff that you have, that's probably very akin to that type of vibe. And we only read it just very recently. So yeah, you know, so you're the King of Wands, you stepped into the King of Wands, you see in the vibe, you understand. Okay. Now there's the other part is, right? This is the part that sucks about when you start to accept greatness, is that there's always an ebb and flow. You're like, yeah, I'm great, I'm ready. And then you're like, look at all these projects that didn't happen. You see this? They're just spilled cups. Like I could have done better. No, you couldn't. And that's not to say you're not great. What it is that it's like, yo, spilt milk, not spilt milk. Go with the not spilt milk, because guess what? You're walking away from stuff. And here's why I want to kind of point out this dichotomy, because it's like, this is somebody who knows they got to walk away, but they're just reluctant to do so. And I think they're reluctant to do so based off of like older expectation. So like, you might be stepping into your power and people are going to try to claw you back down, right? And you might be stuck in the middle for a hot minute. Like, I don't know. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I go this way? But here's, same thing. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I go this way? There's a lot of indecision in that for a hot minute until it just suddenly breaks through. So what I kind of want to like say to you, and it's going to sound off, but I've done your chart and we looked at your Gemini rising. So I'm going to say something very specific to you that I want to say for everybody else, where I'm like, I almost want to say that your process of quote unquote overthinking is going to like gel things in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's almost like the way that you specifically are overthinking is what actually gels and cements in everything that happens afterwards. So like, let yourself think about it. Don't fight your thoughts. Don't like retract from your thoughts too much. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I got in terms of that. So yeah. Cool. Dion, you just paid a second ago again, which I appreciate and love you for, but I'll just pull more cards for you because I pulled this stuff from before at the beginning of this, but I'm going to pull as well. So you were actually the first reading I had because of the way that my week has gone. So I'm going to pull for you again. So hopefully this gives you even more insight, Dion. So Dion, this is reading number 2. Please make sure you hop back, I think 20 minutes beforehand. Yeah, because yours started around 111. So if you go to 111, no, you good. I just want to make sure you were covered because you did that before. And then, so I just want to make sure you was good. I know I was out of commission for a hot second, so I just want to make sure that you got yours first. So you have 2 readings then. I'm going to give you another one right now. Okay. So Dion, let's add on to this. I went back to the start, join late. You good. No worries in the slightest. I appreciate you. All right, let's do this other one then, because the first one I got was really kind of relationship heavy, so I want to see what else pops up, or if the same thing kind of pops up, right? Let me see. I swear I got this card for you the last time. Does anyone remember? If not, I might be tripping. I'll be pulling cards. Y'all know this. Anyway, let's start it off from here and just take it like it's a brand new reading, right? So one thing to kind of point out to this is that there's some people who are looking to work with you. Anytime I see the 3 of Pentacles, that was kind of like the time frame where I was being like almost like approached by the other astrologers that I work for now. And like, they were like, hey, like, do you want to be a part of this? And I was like, I don't know what it looks like for me. But then again, you end up becoming part of it. you work through, and then you join something that you really enjoy. I think that's a huge theme behind what's going on. In the last bit, you got into your star card energy. So I think that they've been like started to like look at you or look for you, or people are expecting more of you than they were before. You're just kind of like, man, like why do all these people need something from me, so to speak, right? But here's the thing, you're the gift. And here's what I kind of want to point out. Yes, the three of tennis balls, yes. But when it gets to the Page of Pentacles specifically, the Page of Pentacles to me, for you, is speaking. Every time I see it, it's like this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I think you're like planting something. I think you're going from the star energy, like I know this is going to work, and then you're kind of almost like pushing down your what's the freaking term? Basically, it's like you want them to underestimate you, kind of. Like there's this, the star card is like, oh, they're going to do this. So they're going to make a huge thing. And you're like, I just want one idea to go through. So I'm going to let y'all underestimate me. I'm going to let y'all think that it's that. I'm going to let y'all think this is a little tiny dream. And what's funny enough, Dion, is that you walk away. And then I think, so here, I had to pull one more card. Yes. Okay. So you walk away, and then it happens the way it is. Underdog. Okay, I'm glad that this is relating, because I was like, I hope I'm not getting off about this, but this is literally like hey, here's my underdog situation, and I'm gonna walk away from it, and I'm gonna just keep it going. And then as soon as you get back later on, as soon as you're well and ready, or you go to that next spot, you get celebrated, right? So this is almost like you setting something up, even like at work. I don't know how this is playing out, but there is this like underdog thing that you do. You walk away from it, and whenever you're ready to either return to it or be back around it, or whatever that case happens to be, that's when things start to move forward in the direction that you initially intended. So that's a beautiful part that I would say about this too. There was a more of a relational situation I think I was pulling for when I first pulled for you, but this is more of like a business situation as well. So like, let yourself be the underdog. Let them count you out on purpose. Like let them count you out. When they're like, oh, so who's really capable of this? You don't always have to like jump up to the front. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be a really interesting way for you to really tap into this energetic, and hopefully this makes a lot more sense and gives you that credence. But yes, thank you all for letting me come through and like do this. Oh, currently happening at work, massive project, but getting out of my control. Let it get out your control. Do the one thing that you know is right, and then watch how everything else falls apart, except the thing that you made sure was there. That is my advice. Thank you. I know I'd be doing these for like no context, but like that's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, cool. Good to know. All right. This has been my full moon in Cancer live stream. Thank you all for being so supportive and sweet. And I literally forgot my city was on fire for the last 30 minutes and some time. I was very, very much enjoying being here with y'all. Again, I appreciate y'all, my extended soul fam, truly. Showing up and watching these through. Even for y'all who are just, I don't even think I monetized this. There's so many things that I normally do that I just don't think I did because I just wasn't in the space. But make sure that y'all do, if you can, show some love to whoever you know in LA, whoever you know around then, if you have the means to. Try to donate a little bit of something. If you don't have the means to donate, if that donating is not your thing, just literally just show some love, spread some love, say a prayer, send some good energy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. If I will make sure that y'all are updated on my survival status on the interwebs. I will post something in the meantime, I'm sure in the next little bit, just to be like, hey guys, I'm good. I do have to get back to all the people who were just trying to call me within this last hour though, because everybody and their mama want to call me when I start doing stuff like this, but that's okay. All this to say, appreciate the love. Thank y'all so much. Thanks so much. Glad you got a bit of mental space from all that's going on. Y'all love this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is so cool. Like the fact that I'm just like, let's read for the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all just pay for some food. You know what I'm saying? I'll be when people get mini readers for real, I'll be like, this is one solid meal somewhere. That's what I do. Like that's why this price so is, because then every time I have it, I'm like, thanks Azuka for the mini reading. I just got me some food. Thanks, Ann. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, D. Word, we out here. Like, no, but for real, I do appreciate y'all. And a lot of this either goes into like fueling the guy yapping or the stuff that I put in random videos like this. So anyway, it's me and the homie. I'll make sure to bring him again if anything odd goes on in this world. But yeah, just me and the homie. He doesn't have a name yet. We'll figure it out. But I appreciate you. Thank y'all for sticking here with me. And I will be talking to you all shortly. And hopefully everything becomes contained and all is well in the world. I will stop yapping. Love you. Stay up. Be beautiful. You are beautiful.